Alright, welcome back y'all to Larkspur Needle. My name is Jess and today we're going to be making this cute little candy wrapper pouch. So, I've listed everything that you'll need in the description box below. But basically, you need fabric cut to the size that you want to make your pouch. The pieces that I have here are 6 by 6 inches. And then as you can see on my table, I've got tons and tons of candy wrappers. And the Pringles top because I had empty Pringles tops. So, first we need to kind of cut these down a little bit so that way they're not like so bulky. So what I'm going to do is just take my scissors and just kind of cut out all this back part on this one, and then like do some little fussy cutting on a couple of the other ones that kind of didn't tear as nicely. And make sure you're using your craft scissors and not your fabric scissors. And you want to have enough wrappers to where you can like overlap them, kind of like how I did with this one, my little M&M guy here. And you can get like as funky with this as you want. Like this one, everything else was ripped, so it's got a little spatter on it, which is super cute. Okay. Do a couple of these. This one kind of looks like I took a bite out of the paper. And then these ones, this one and this Kit Kat and this Rolo, are actually ones from the candy bag itself. So those are really great as like to put on the back of your design, so you can kind of fill up a lot of the space, kind of like how I did the Tootsie Roll on this one. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you what iron-on vinyl looks like. So this is a roll that I got from my local craft store, and it's kind of over there near where all the other interfacing is, but not on the rack. It's in the aisle where all the pre-packaged stuff is. It's kind of, mine's a little old, so it's like sticking to itself. So for this, I'm going to cut it out the same 6 inches by 6 inches that I have on the fabric pieces. So I'm just going to lay it up against there. Oh, I don't have them. We'll start at this end. We'll just kind of and it doesn't matter if this is rolled like this, because once we hit it with the iron, it'll all flatten out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is take off my vinyl here. See, it's kind of like frosted. But as you can see, once it's heated, it'll be all like clear and everything. You can see everything. So what I'm going to do with this is I have the sticky side up. That way I can go through and with the front side facing down, I can go ahead and just kind of like press all my little wrappers right on top of the stickiness. Now definitely, like, as you can see here, let me see if I can get it. I put the Snickers like overlapping, so you just kind of lift it up. So it's very forgiving. You can keep rearranging to however you want to do it. I'm gonna keep cutting out some of these because I like my little M&M man there. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna put them like that. And I'll put this one over here. So you want to kind of keep going along and filling up your entire sticky piece. On this side, I thought I had enough, but apparently I didn't. And I didn't realize it until I had finished ironing the vinyl on. So, oh well. It still looks cool. There we go. I keep reaching over and almost grabbing my black-handled scissors. Let's get another one of these big ones up here. We'll put my little Rice Krispie treat. And it's okay if you don't fill like all the little gaps. Just kind of fill it up as much as possible. I wonder if I'm gonna have enough wrappers. I thought I was going to have enough, but I don't know anymore. Alright, I'm just gonna lay these ones across the top here. Alrighty, I'm gonna flip it over and see what we got. Oh, that's kind of cute. So there is my finished side for one. We're gonna go ahead and get the other one done as well. Now make sure with this backing paper, don't throw it away because you will need it to be able to iron this down. Alright, I think on this one I'm gonna use my little Pringles can. There you go. And if you don't have all this candy, you could totally use this with just regular fabric as well. It's really great for your lunch boxes, bibs, things like that. Because you can just wipe this down with a wet paper towel to clean it. Cut. There we go. Let's roll one down here. Stick this one in here. And it's definitely okay if your wrappers come off the edge, because we'll just be cutting that part off. Yes, kid surprises. All of this is super yummy. I've got some Reese's and Snickers here that I forgot to eat before I started this stream. So those are just kind of chilling as my reward for finishing this. And this is definitely really great for kids to do too. I didn't eat all of this candy myself. I went upstairs and the kids had thrown all of their candy trash on the floor. So I went around and I collected all the candy trash off the floor. this one in here. My phone's going crazy over there. Alright, need one more piece. There we go. Get a little bit of Reese's in there. Alright, so this one's definitely not as little as that one. Alright. Oh, that's pretty cool though. Look at that. Alright, so now we get to actually iron everything. I'm gonna get some of this trash taken care of. Alright, so what I did on my first pouch is definitely not how I'm going to do it on this pouch to show you guys, because that one was my test one and I found out some things that like worked a lot better. So I'm going to take my piece of fabric and I'm going to lay it with the right side up on top of all my wrappers. So it kind of creates a little sandwich. So you got the iron-on vinyl, candy wrappers, and the right side up fabric. And we're going to take that over here to our very toasty iron. I'm going to pull this over here. Right there. Alright. So, you know our pieces of backing that we did not throw away. We're going to put that with that shiny side. Like there's a flat side and there's a shiny side. We're going to put that shiny side down on top of our iron-on vinyl here. I think I'm going to use both pieces because I don't think I'm using the right one. There we go. Go away. Alrighty. And now we just iron. You want to press pretty hard with this. That way that iron-on vinyl gets really stuck to those to those wrappers. I don't know if you can see it on the video here, but my iron kind of went off the paper and so it kind of curled the vinyl. Alright. Peel that off. And as you can see, it definitely got clear. So once we do the back, we do need to flip it to the front. And I'm going to use, this is from my Silhouette mat machine. The mat that you cut everything off of. So I'm going to just lay that down the bottom. That way my vinyl doesn't stick to my ironing board. And then we're going to use our papers again. We're going to give that another quick press. Ouch. It is hot. Alright. And there we go. There is one side of our pouch. So I'm going to set that one off to the side and grab our second one here. Move stuff off. No, not you. You. Now definitely do recommend having a fabric backing to these just to give it a little bit more durability, so that when we do go to sew it together and sew the Velcro on, it's not going to like melt to each other. Alright. And then we're going to flip it over. Put the other piece of paper in here. Alright, quick press on the front. Kind of looking around for my little Velcro piece. Oh, there it is. Here. Really didn't feel like getting up to go grab another piece of Velcro. Alright. And then there is our second side. So I'm just gonna move all of my ironing stuff out of the way. Go that way. Gonna grab my ruler, and I'm just gonna flip it to the back side here. And I'm just gonna trim up these sides so that when we do go to cut it, or I mean to sew it, it's not gonna be all wonky. And I'm just gonna go right along where the fabric is, since I know that one is going to be 6 inches by 6 inches, or however big yours is, or small. I think this one's 5 by 5. Alright. Another great thing to use this with is like your movie stubs, your ticket stubs. If you still use the ticket stubs and not an app for that. Or your, I was gonna say your concert tickets, but I think those ones are printed on like the heat paper. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been to a concert in a while. Alright. So I know like on this one, he's kind of like rolling. And there's also a couple spots where it's kind of open. That's just because there's no vinyl hitting right there between the cookie wrapper and the fabric. But that is quite alright because we're going to get all this trash taken care of. Move my mouse out of the way. Alright, so with our pieces here, try and figure out like which side is going to be the top, which one's going to be the back, and then also what your opening side is, like where your where your Velcro is going to go, because we're going to be sewing on 3 sides to put them together, but we also need to sew that top edge just because it's got those flappy parts. So I think mine's going to be, that's going to be the top for that one. Yeah, alright. I'm happy with how it looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew on both of them just a quick line right across that top. So now that I've got those 2 sewn on the top, right, we're going to take our Velcro, and this is just the last little bit of Velcro that I had left over from the first pouch. It was actually the leftover Velcro that I had from the purse that I made. So what we're going to do is, whichever one you want to start with first, that's when you're going to start with your Velcro first. So just kind of try and get it in the middle and then close to that line that you just sewed. And then you're going to want to, like I did a little Z pattern on this. Let's see if I can show it to you. So I started on one point, I went forward, and then I backstitched, and I went forward again, and then forward, back, forward, forward, back, forward. Just so that it was going to be very, very stuck on there. So there is that one on there. And just trim up all of these threads. All right, and then to be able to put this Velcro on, we're just gonna lightly stick it on top of that one, and then stick our other candy wrapper fabric on top of it, and then just kind of peel it away. That way we know that this one is in the same position as this one, so it's not, you know, off by 1/4 of an inch like this one. And I just messed it up again. All right, let's do that again. All right. Of course, you could always pin it and mark it, but I'm lazy. Alright, I'm going to trim the strings off this one. Alright, now to finish it off, we're just going to put our 2 halves together. Make sure that Velcro is lined up. No, it's off by a few, because of course it is. But I'm just going to line up my fabrics along their lines, so at least that's correct. Alright, and we're just going to sew along each of our flappy bits here. Make sure you backstitch on the beginning stitch and your ending stitch. And definitely, if you're going to be using this iron-on vinyl quite a bit, you're going to want to change your needle out before you start sewing like your awesome pretty fabrics, because it can gum up your needle a little bit. Like, I was realizing that as I was going through. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is get the sewing machine out of the way. I'm just going to go around and take my ruler, and I'm going to line it up with my stitch line, and then cut it to about 1/8 of an inch, just so it has a little bit like more finished edge to it, and because I have a little bit of vinyl hanging off the edge. Just pay close attention to where your stitch line is, that way you don't just completely ruin it. And there we go. We have our finished candy wrapper pouch. I don't know if you can see in that really well, but it's pretty deep. Fits about my hand. So it is super cute, super easy. It took us 25 minutes, and most of that was just me cutting out wrappers. But super quick, easy afternoon project to do with the kids. So, Thanks for watching, and make sure you check out my Facebook page, Instagram, all those other kind of links. They're right there somewhere. Yeah, right there. In the stream itself, and also on my YouTube channel homepage. Great. Thanks for watching.